This is the American John Deere factory in East Moline, Illinois. More than 4,000 employees work inside this factory. Each harvester consists of more than 30,000 components that are gradually assembled like a jigsaw puzzle. So let me know in the comments section how you feel about this brand, if you like it or not. After painting in 13 tanks, the parts move on to quality control in illuminated LED tunnels. Worldwide, John Deere employs over 76,000 people. In recent years, the company has also been very successful in Asian markets, where demand for agricultural machinery is growing. Automatically guided vehicles are used to move parts. AGV are most often used in industrial applications to transport heavy materials around a large industrial building, such as a factory or warehouse. Application of the automatic guided vehicle broadened during the late 20th century. The seats and all other interior components are assembled inside the cab on this main assembly line. Once production is complete, the combines are taken to this test track. Here, they are tested for around 45 minutes. The chassis, suspension, wiper functions, and much more are also tested here. After the test drive, the quality control technician takes another look at the chassis and checks that everything is working as it should. These huge agricultural machines cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And quality control is a key stage of production. Since the late 1960s, John Deere's green and yellow color combination has qualified as a famous trademark. This is the John Deere factory near Mannheim, Germany. John Deere plant in Mannheim has been Germany's largest manufacturer of agricultural tractors for over 50 years. This is how the engine is mounted to the steel frame of the future tractor chassis. The next step is to attach the tractor cab to the engine and chassis. Last manufacturing process is adding the wheels and finishing the driver's cab. During development of a new tractor model, tests the response of the chassis and shock absorbers to impacts. Testing is also underway to test the sound resistance inside the tractor and the resistance to extreme cold. Tractors also have to cope with extreme slopes and extreme heat. As the last part of the testing, this John Deere tractor is being run on the dyno. Here, the engine performance is tested. John Deere Tractor 8 R250 has 250 horsepower and is one of the most popular models. In addition to the main market in North America, the John Deere brand is also very popular in Europe, especially in Germany, France, and the UK. This is the John Deere factory near Davenport, Iowa. A total of 1,400 employees operate 5 production lines here. Skidders, wheeled feller bunchers, 4-wheel drive loaders, articulated dump trucks, and motor graders are manufactured here. A range of specialized tools and equipment are used in the manufacture of tractors and combines at John Deere to ensure the accuracy, efficiency, and quality of the production process. John Deere is a global leader in the production of agricultural, construction, and forestry equipment and solutions. AgPro Companies is the largest privately owned John Deere dealership in North America. Each John Deere factory has a huge parts warehouse from where these parts are delivered to the main assembly line at a predetermined time. The manufacturing process of all heavy equipment resembles a giant jigsaw puzzle. Flawless logistics in the production process is the key to quality and reliable machines. This is John Deere Excavator Factory in Kernersville, North Carolina. Hydraulic excavators for North America are manufactured here. On-site operations include plate processing, welding, machining, logistics, paint, and assembly. After welding the main parts of the chassis, work begins on the engine of the future excavator. This factory was established in 1988, and if you are interested in working here, you can find the opportunity to apply for a job on the official website. This is what the main production hall looks like, where the cab and chassis are joined together. After the cab and crawler undercarriage are completed, the excavator arm is added as the last part. Over 60% of all John Deere's profits come from North America. After the excavator assembly is completed, each piece is tested immediately next to the production factory. John Deere uses just-in-time practices to minimize holding costs and optimize production efficiency. I believe you might be interested in seeing the John Deere factory near Horst, Netherlands. This section tests the spray handle to the tractor and the flow of water through the tractor. Since John Deere manufactured his very first plow in 1837, approximately 690 different tractor models have been designed, produced, and sold. John Deere hit a historical financial landmark in 1998 by reaching $1 billion in profit. This was a first not only for John Deere, but for the entire agricultural equipment industry. Throughout the manufacturing process, the fitted components are checked off on a checklist. The painting of the steel parts of this heavy equipment is partly automated and partly carried out by human workers of the factory. Workers at this John Deere factory usually wear gloves and goggles. The rest of their clothing can be worn as comfortable as they like. John Deere manufactures a wide range of products, with several models of each in many cases. The individual parts have RFID tags and NFC labels on them to identify their location and function. Workers in this factory help move heavy parts using cranes and various hydraulic manipulators. A huge parking lot for parts and finished machines next to the production hall is used for intermediate storage of manufactured parts. John Deere's wife chose green for the growing crops and yellow for the harvest-ready crops. The metal bending process involves the use of a mechanical bending machine that applies considerable force to bend sheet metal into the desired shape. The company's slogan is, "Nothing runs like a Deere," and its logo is a leaping deer with the words, "John Deere." John Deere is an American company founded in 1837. There are more than 4,500 John Deere dealership locations worldwide. John Deere has manufactured over 5 million engines in its history. More than 60% are still in operation. This is the CLAAS factory, located near the German town of Harsewinkel. This factory produces over 30 combines per day. Manufacturing process begins with the production of individual components. CLAAS factory in Harsewinkel employs 3,500 people, 2,500 of whom work on the assembly line. More than 500,000 agricultural machines, combines, tractors, cutters, have been produced here. In the center of the production line are the combines in progress, to which more and more parts are gradually added. This factory hall has undergone a major renovation in recent years. The reason for this was to raise the ceiling so that cranes could be used to assemble heavy parts. Combine harvester manufacturer CLAAS is a giant. It has its own school and research center. These combines are not stored anywhere. They are made to order. So every combine that is produced has a predetermined owner. CLAAS was founded in Germany in 1913. CLAAS was the surname of its founder, August CLAAS. Worldwide, it employs over 12,000 people. Most of them work directly on assembly lines. CLAAS mainly manufactures agricultural machinery: tractors, combines, gearboxes, harvesters, wheel loaders. More than 80% of the machines sold go outside Germany, and 20% are sold within Germany. Harswinkel has become one of the world's most advanced production facilities for combine harvesters and forage harvesters. CLAAS produces one combine harvester every 20 minutes, but production is not 24/7. Each combine has its own serial number, which specifies exactly what equipment it should have. First, the engine and cooling system is installed, then the fuel tank, and then the grain bins. Each workstation in the factory is manned by a team of people who have supervisor. The supervisor is responsible for the quality of the production at that workstation. The supervisor is always trained for one specific job. Lexion and Trion combine harvesters are produced simultaneously on the same assembly line. CLAAS manufactures entire combine cabs itself. These cabs are currently used by over 20 other combine harvester manufacturers. Each combine has between 40 and 60,000 individual parts. The average production time for one combine is 250 hours, including the production of all components. CLAAS Lexion combine harvesters are among the most popular harvesting machines in both Europe and the USA. An incredible 8,500 meters of cable inside the harvester. CLAAS engines are mainly MAN and Mercedes engines. Now, a massive grain outlet will be mounted in the ceiling of the factory hall using a crane. Lexion's huge grain outlet can carry over 1 ton of grain. CLAAS makes its combines in Germany, USA, Russia, and India. CLAAS makes its tractors in France. Over 210 employees work in the welding and pressing sector at the CLAAS factory. In addition to the Harsewinkel factory, CLAAS has factories and sales centers in Germany. The entire manufacturing process of each harvester starts with the production of the smallest parts. These parts are delivered at a predetermined time to the center of the assembly line. Here, they are pieced together like a giant jigsaw puzzle to create the entire harvester. At each station, there is a screen showing the assembly time. Quality control is carried out here before sheets, wheels, and other final parts are added to the combine. The quality check takes around 45 minutes. The production line is built so that the components are always ready and waiting for the harvester, not the harvester waiting for the components to be ready. The harvesters move automatically across the factory using AGV. Everything is monitored from the control center. At this workstation, the combine harvester is filled with all fluids: diesel, AdBlue, coolant, and hydraulic oil. Workers in this factory wear company clothing and protective gloves. Testing is thorough, and CLAAS strives to maintain the highest possible level of quality for these machines. Lexion has a harvesting capacity of 40 tons of grain per hour, and was at that time the most powerful combine harvester in the world. The entire feeder system on the combine must pass this rigorous testing to be able to stand up to the fields. The largest of the Lexion series is the 8000 with 790 horsepower. This factory worker is currently assembling the outer sheet metal of a Lexion 7700. Now the huge wheels of the combine are being assembled, and the first startup will take place. This beautiful harvester costs between $300,000 to $600,000, depending on model and equipment. This factory employs the vast majority of the inhabitants of Harsewinkel. CLAAS Lexion, Trion and Evion Combine Harvester Series stand for maximum operational availability, outstanding versatility, freedom from constraints, and excellent value retention. The airflow system throughout the combine is an important element in grain processing. The first combine harvesters suitable for European harvest conditions then went into series production in 1936. Since then, the combine harvester has been inseparably linked to the CLAAS name. It is mainly this machine which has allowed CLAAS to reach its present international size and significance. Welcome to the factory of agricultural machinery manufacturer Massey Ferguson. Here, not only combine harvesters, but also powerful tractors are manufactured. This production takes place in the Briganza factory in Italy, where dozens of combines are produced every day. The entire production process is not too different from other manufacturers, such as John Deere or New Holland. Along with the production of the combine harvester body, the reel is also produced here. Workers at this factory work on both sides of the combine harvester to speed up the entire assembly. They add components one at a time exactly as they are taught. Production efficiency and profitability depend primarily on figuring out the entire logistics of production. Now, a huge Massey Ferguson logo with 3 triangles is stuck on the harvester's sheet metal. The grain outlet is now being assembled by crane in the ceiling of the factory hall. After the harvester cab has been mounted, the wiring is connected and the protective outer plates are installed. Combine harvester can now be started for the first time and transported for testing and subsequent quality control. New Holland and CLAAS are currently taking market share from Massey Ferguson. New MF Activa series provides a choice of high-output combine harvesters for farmers who are looking for straightforward and dependable harvesting performance with low running costs. Production of the massive Massey Ferguson tractors and combines begins here. This factory is located near Beauvais, France. A slump in the popularity of Massey Ferguson tractors has seen the brand's market share of new sales fall to less than 10% in 2018. This factory is the most modern tractor production center in France, with 85% of production is exported to over 140 different countries. Row crop tractors have continuously been produced in the Beauvais, France factory since 1960, and in June 2022, the 1 millionth tractor was produced bearing the Massey Ferguson brand. Once completed, these GIMA transmissions are stored in this huge warehouse, where they are then transported to the main assembly line. In addition to Massey Ferguson, AGCO Corporation also owns Fendt brand. Worldwide, Massey Ferguson has around 10,000 employees. There are around 1,500 employees in one factory. Massey Ferguson developed a wide range of agricultural vehicles and have a large share in the market across the world, especially in Europe. This company is the most widely sold brand of agricultural machinery in the world. The brand's main rivals are Case IH, John Deere, New Holland, Same, Versatile, and Kubota. Massey Ferguson was created with the merger between Massey Harris and the Ferguson companies in 1952. The huge engines in any tractor are the most expensive part and the most time-consuming to assemble. However, the company's roots go back to 1847 and Canada. Here, the company began as a manufacturer of agricultural tools and machinery. The most characteristic and well-known feature of the tractors belonging to Massey Ferguson is that they are only red in color. Belt production, where the assembly line is in the middle and the sides are supplied with components that are then assembled on the machine in progress in the middle, is the most efficient production process. All Ferguson tractors, combines, as well as agricultural machinery feature superior performance, reliability, comfort, and quality. Massey Ferguson aims to minimize the amount of wasted resources. At the same time, it is aimed to protect the crops and feed the crops. You are now watching the chassis and other body parts being painted in the paint shop in a fully automated way. There are 530 Massey Ferguson dealers in the United States. These machines are among the most popular in the USA. Multi-million-dollar investment in the most up-to-date manufacturing facilities, coupled with a highly skilled workforce, ensure that every Massey Ferguson machine is produced to the highest quality and ready for years of hard work. They have a total of 8 manufacturing facilities in the world. The tractors are manufactured in only 3 factories, in France, China, and Brazil. The combines are assembled only at the Bregenz plant in Italy and the Santa Rosa plant in Brazil. You are now watching the tractor cab being assembled on the lower part, using the built-in crane in the ceiling of the factory hall. This process of joining the cab to the chassis is, as in car manufacturing, called the marriage. All tractor parts must arrive on the assembly line at a predetermined time, and there must be no waiting. At this point, diesel, oil, and hydraulic fluid are pumped into the tractor. Markings, emblems, and patterns are also applied to the tractor. This is followed by attaching the wheels. No human could lift the tractor wheel, so it is helped by a manipulator arm. Here you can see the accelerated process of the production line. The tractors actually move very slowly to give the factory workers enough time to assemble all the parts. Farmers and agricultural professionals often choose them for high performance in various conditions. Once completed, the tractors are taken to quality control, where workers check the engine and all functions from the driver's position. 3D modeling in computer software is heavily used in the development of a new model. Tractors are also measured for cab soundproofing in this special room. The next test is the vibration test, where the function of the shock absorbers is tested, followed by the dyno test, at the end of the test, the whole tractor is checked again, and the body and windows are polished. Massey Ferguson tractors are exported from the factory all over the world by truck, train, or ferry.